are some of my favorite movie monsters of all time. Most of these are going to be from horror movies since that's kind of where monsters thrive, but also this is going to be one of those rare times where the list is ranked. Not that that really matters, but I wanted to put that out there. These are a little too similar to put in different areas, but also too different to put together, which I happen to be doing right now. But I honestly love the way they serve their respective stories, and for me personally, it's really hard to put one above the other. I think that the Madral are a lot scarier, but I think the Nazgul are a lot cooler. Regardless though, I think both of them are the pinnacle of scary robed monsters that follow you throughout the story. Did anyone think that The Thing wouldn't show up on this list? I don't really talk about the movie that often just because it rarely comes up, but when it does come up, I talk about how much I love the Thing monster, or just the alien, whatever you really want to call it. Not only is the movie amazing, but I think it has one of the best monster concepts in it. A lot of movie monsters don't usually push their characters in any way aside from just being physically menacing, which isn't bad, I usually like that. But I also like that The Thing pushes the characters mentally and morally in order to figure out how they defeat it. I'm sure at this point with movies that's not too uncommon. I think it probably happens a lot more often than it used to, but I still like it and I think it's done really well in this movie. There's honestly no way I wasn't gonna include Motor. Regardless of how you feel about the ritual, the design for Motor is straight up incredible. So much so that the first thing I did after I finished the movie was look up pictures of Motor just to look at it. It's such an incredible design for a monster. I really can't get over how cool it looks and how scary it is to see it in action. I've definitely met people who didn't really like the ritual, and that's completely fine, but I don't think I've ever met anyone who didn't like Motor. In my personal opinion, he's an instant horror classic. Lovecraftian and cosmic horror are my favorite subgenres of horror, so there's no way I wasn't going to include Sarah. I know a lot of people call her the Sarah creature, but saying Sarah just sounds a lot creepier. I don't really know why, but it's also a lot simpler. There's a lot I could say about Sarah, but if you've never seen The Void, I think she works way better if you go in not knowing anything about her, so definitely go watch The Void. The Xenomorph was always going to be on this list. I think it's more surprising that it's not at number 1, and if you ask me tomorrow, it probably might be. I kind of flip-flop between 1 and 2 sometimes. There's so much love about the Xenomorph, from the acid blood to the little mouth to just the way it's designed in general. I know people love to throw around the term perfect, but for me, the Xeno is genuinely a perfect horror monster. I made sure to say horror because I think this is the perfect monster. This will definitely be considered a normie pick since I think Godzilla is at the peak of his popularity right now. But I've been a Godzilla fan for as long as I can remember. Pretty much out the womb I've been a Godzilla fan. I haven't seen a lot of the older ones, but I've seen a few, and I'm probably going to get to those pretty soon. But overall, I think Godzilla is an amazing monster, and depending on the movie, I think he fits the role of being terrifying and really cool at the same time. But yeah, those are my favorite monsters. Let me know what yours are.